T.A. Thomas, Mississippi's own, joining me here for Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max. As you already know, caught between two worlds, available on all platforms. Welcome to the
Yes,
show, man.
sir.
Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max, like 265 iHeartRadio. How's everything going, man?
Everything is good, brother. Thanks for having me. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Sensation. That's the
Yes,
one.
sir. That's the one. Yep. You got a chance to listen, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been in tune. I think this is a excellent album. I really enjoyed it. I know you have the whole gospel roots and you get coming up in the church. I know your whole backstory.
Yep,
I
yep,
think
yep.
this is something here where people are recognizing that you have something special here. I mean, from the press that you've been getting and just, I mean, being on the billboard in Times Square, that really coming from Mississippi, you described it as the Bible Belt. I know people usually call it that. So definitely had to hit different when you saw that you were in Times Square taking over.
Shit was crazy.
Yeah.
You already know how. Where you located, bro?
I'm located in Connecticut, but I went to school out in Queens, so I'm in the tri-state area. So
Okay, yeah. So I thought you was maybe a little bit more familiar with Mississippi, but bro, coming from the SIP, these the billboard, this shit is a great moment for us, man. Not too many people make it out, but I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? Really grateful to be a part of one of the ones who did.
exactly. I think it was Hollandale that you're from, exactly, right?
Hollandale, Mississippi. Yep, little small town in the Mississippi Delta. Yep.
Yeah, a little bit away. I think you're kind of near, like, I think you've said 10 minutes from like Sway Lee, Soldier Boy, kind of where they
Yeah,
came up a little bit.
yeah. It's like literally all in the same area. Yeah.
And I mean, with so much talent, because I know we mentioned two other artists and then yourself. Do you feel as
Yeah.
though that we're starting to get like something going here in Mississippi a little bit with like a music scene at least, or
I don't even think we getting anything going. I think it's just literally the torch being passed because there's so many of the greats that are from Mississippi. It just kind of like was a moment. Some people move, not no name calling or anything because Soldier Boy and those guys, they do represent Mississippi well, but sometimes people not so forward with where they come from. And I just happen to be one of the artists that I'm like, what's so special about my sound, the Southern soul sound in my music, is literally because of my little small hometown in Mississippi. So I'm just really forward progressive with talking about home.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you're really putting it on the map for sure. And
Yeah,
as well
bro.
as the other artists that I mentioned it, but on the R&B side of things, 100%, because you're someone that
Yeah.
wants to transcend into the pop genre. So when's this Ed Sheeran track coming? Because I've heard you say in the past that you want to get on this track with him to transcend pop music, kind of like what Ray Charles was doing back in the day.
You slingshotted me, bro. Nah, definitely that's the goal. I feel like we're hitting the checkpoints right now, but that's definitely the goal, my guy. Right now, coming from the group with having putting out my first single, been so just like 4 or 5 months ago, we kind of building the railroad to getting there.
Next
Yeah,
town
allowing
down.
people to, yeah, next town down, we kind of allowing people to, come into my world, get to know who TA is, you know what I'm saying, building that identity. So yeah.
And that is something that I did want to talk to you, because people know you as Terrence. We always go back to Terrence Thomas, but you're TA now. So what was
Yeah.
kind of the switch? Was it kind of to make it more, okay, this is my solo career now, I kind of want to
Yeah.
go
Well,
away from the group, but people know me as Terrence, just switching to TA?
yeah, well, it really wasn't too in depth. It just felt like TA was a new era. My first and middle name is Terrence Antoine. So TA, it's just like the initials of my first and middle name. I just felt like it was a new era, post pandemic. Me and the guys, took our, we kind of went doing our solo shit, and I just felt like this era needed something different. And a lot of my friends called me T, so I'm just like, oh, it's TA.
Yeah.
Yeah, shorten that thing out a little bit.
I mean, you really got to work during the pandemic because you even learned to
Yeah.
mix and master yourself. So how did that come into play with this album? Because now you could basically do everything yourself. That's big time.
Yeah, man. I tell you, like some of the ideas, I do a lot of rough stuff at home, a lot of rough takes. Even if it's just like an idea I recorded at the studio and I come to the crib just to record some backgrounds, honing in on my talent of like being able to record myself and mixing and stuff like that. It really come into play with social content as well. From TA with Love, that little thing I did. I do most of that stuff here at home on my own. Yeah, man.
Crazy. You've been really elevating, man. And I know you
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you even wanted to dip into the acting space as well. So, I mean, we know what's going on with the acting industry this year with the writer strike, the actor strike, but do you have something in place for when, because the writer strike reached a deal, we're waiting for the actors to get back up, but do you have
Yep.
something in place with like agents or just connections that you've made already to
Um,
move that forward?
definitely have an agent now.
Fire.
As I progress, throughout the music industry, with music being the forward, being what's in front. Recently partnered with CAA, so yeah, maybe we'll have some more roles and stuff coming in. We'll see what it's looking like, but right now, really just trying to, get the music out there to the people. But definitely open to whatever comes as far as acting and stuff. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to everybody. If anybody hearing this that's been affected by the writer's strike, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, no, you got to pay your writers. You got to pay the
Yeah,
people that are talented and putting on for people that are just
100%.
as entertainers. People,
Yeah,
that's what they do. You're getting paid to entertain people, so
one
you
hundred
got to pay
percent,
them what
bro.
they're worth. We're in the month of
100%.
October now,
Mm-hmm.
and you do want to get into acting. So when we look at R&B acts in movies, I think of Trey Songz and Texas
yeah,
Chainsaw 3D. We're in
yeah,
October.
yeah,
Kelly
yeah,
Rowland, Freddie vs. Jason, Brandy. We're
yeah,
gonna get into the Brandy connection later. I still know
yeah,
what you did last summer. If you were to
yeah,
be in a horror movie, TA, what would
yeah.
it be?
It definitely would be like Scream, or like
Scream.
it definitely be like Scream, or like which one? What's a favorite? I wouldn't consider I Am Legend is not a horror movie, but
I
it's
I, I would consider it's kind of like horror, real
yeah,
life drama,
yeah.
thriller.
I that's one of my favorite scary movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will
So
Smith.
yeah, Will Smith, legend, man. Yeah.
It was like I Am Legend a little bit when the pandemic was going on. It felt like it.
It fucking felt like it. You right.
Yeah.
It literally felt just like that, bro. It was ghost town here in Los Angeles. It was ghost town, man.
Yeah, you're out in LA. I know you've been
Yeah,
there. So,
yeah.
man, how was that move finally for you getting out there, being from Mississippi? Because we
Uh,
talked about you getting the billboards to New York already. So you to actually
yeah.
be out in LA, it's like a culture shock.
Yeah, man, it definitely took some adjusting. With being from Mississippi, the terrain, everything is so different. The weather is different, but LA, I feel like is very conducive for creators. You got the mountains, you got the beach, man. You got so many outside, you got so much outside scenery that help you be creative. So it took a little while to get adjusted to Los Angeles. I miss my family, of course, but yeah, I love it out here, man. I love Los Angeles, bro.
Jackson
Yes, sir.
State.
Jackson State, my boy. You already know.
Yeah.
Yes,
Track
sir.
star. You're a big track
Hey,
guy.
man, that's back in the old days, My knees don't get up to now.
No.
They still do a little bit. Yes, sir.
Uh, but I heard that your mother was a track coach as well. I think in high
Yeah,
school, so you had some
yeah.
experience there with the track. You could also, down the line, if there's a role for a movie, you could play a track star.
Come on, man. Come on, see it through for me, bro. See it through for me, Max.
Yeah, it's got to
Come on, my
happen.
boy. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, this album, I've been following your journey here. This is something you talk about. What I speak about in my music, I lived it, and
Hmm.
everything that I talk about through my messages,
Yeah,
it's all my experiences and it's personal. What was
yeah.
something that was hard for you to release about yourself with this album called Between Two Worlds?
I'll tell you, man, it wouldn't be a selective thing. It would be the whole project, the title of the project as a whole, because this is all vulnerable work. From the beginning to the end. I tell my people, my writers and stuff, I'm like, yo, it felt like I was naked leaving the studio every night, because it's like they knew all of my business, and most of these writing sessions kind of started off from very vulnerable and open conversations. So I couldn't be closed off. I had to be. So it was tough, but I knew that's the foundation that I wanted to lay. Being from Mississippi, being a fan of blues and soul music, it's all storytelling. What better story to tell rather than telling my true life.
And you definitely get into the true life on here. And even with the album title called Between Two Worlds, I
Mhm.
feel like there's so many messages that you could get from just reading the title and then listening to the album. Because called Between Two Worlds, does it come from the fact that when we think about it with you with the group and then you trying to be a solo artist, as well as that, okay, if I'm in a relationship here, I got to find someone that understands that I'm basically Hollywood in a way, not too because you're a humble guy, but I have
Yeah,
this illustrious music career. Plus,
yeah.
I'm trying to have my own personal life as well. Is were
Uh-huh.
those kind of like the two messages? That's what it came down to with the title.
Well, I like what you was doing there. It's like it's multiple things that can go in a caught between two worlds. You know, you could be caught between, you know what I'm saying, love and music. You know, you could be caught between, just emerging into a new era and leaving one era. So for me, it was a collective of being caught between so much shit, but specifically talking about myself and love, being in a relationship and kind of experiencing love and being with a person while also being a music artist.
Yeah.
It's like, it's tough, bro. It's tough. It's tough. You come to so many realizations, and and kind of in the end, you still don't fucking know. You still kind of get left in the middle, kind of in the gray. But one thing for sure, love is love, and I'm always choose music.
Yeah. No, you got it. That's your passion, man.
I'm always choose music, bro. That's just what it is.
Yeah, you've said it in the past that you're married to it. You study just every artist that's come before you, pretty much, and the different genres that you mentioned. I know Brandy's one of your influence. Jasmine Sullivan, I heard that
Yeah,
you've been a fan of hers as well. Brian McKnight,
yeah,
you said that
yeah.
he could sing you to sleep, pretty much.
Oh yeah, Brian
Who's an
McKnight.
R&B artist that if there was one that you could hear that you would love to potentially sing to sleep? Because you said Brian McKnight sung you to sleep. Who would you want
Nah,
to sing to sleep?
all of them. All the ladies are R&B.
All the ladies are R&B.
All the ladies of R&B. I sing all of them to sleep. Nah, but specifically, I said that because if you ever heard Brian McKnight's speaking voice, it's so crazy, like no homo, but anything. But he got this type of voice where it's like, I'm like, damn, Brian, shit. Like, yeah, I can listen to you all day, just talk.
One last cry.
One last cry. Come on, man. Never felt this way. So many of those records. But Brian McKnight, definitely special vocals. But yeah, man, a special vocalist. But yeah, I could probably Beyonce. I could sing Beyonce to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm shooting high. I'm shooting high, bro. I'm shooting high.
No, you have to, man. I believe you can. The album, like I said, Sensation was the one for me.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Because I love how you go back to the roots of R&B and you bring
Yeah,
gospel into it. And you came up in the church because your mother was a minister as well. And then you had the sisters duo because you were
yeah, yeah.
in the trio with your sisters.
Yep, right. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. That was, my whole upbringing, church, being in Mississippi, it wasn't too much to do, man. Gospel played a humongous part in my sound once again, and my sisters, just helping me. They're like 4 or 5 years older than me, so they actually help like kind of develop my musical skills. Yeah, man. And church is just like in church is either you can sing or you can't sing. There's no in between. So I'm really thankful for those roots, bro. Those church roots, bro.
How does your mom feel about the new music, the new album?
Well, God bless my mom's heart. She passed away in the pandemic.
Oh
But
man, my condolences.
yeah, I appreciate it, man. Really tough moment, but she did get to witness a lot of stuff that I was doing, and she was very proud. From the beginning, my dad and my mom been very supportive of me in music, and they knew that I had a crossfire between gospel and the blues, and they supported both. So I didn't have your traditional story where it was like, or they made me feel bad for doing gospel music, or my people supported it. They kept instruments around me, bought instruments, and just kind of allowed me to listen to what I was listening to.
You can see the influence. It came
Yeah,
through.
man. Yeah, bro. Love. I just love the thin line of gospel and R&B. I love playing with those thin lines.
And you do it well. Like I said, you're ready to cross over into pop because we need that. And one thing I think that is a game changer when we look at Usher doing the Super Bowl halftime show. Do you
Yeah.
think that's going to change the game for R&B artists doing big time events?
I just feel like we've been rap heavy for a while, and it's fall right now. I just feel like it's going to put more attention on R&B, and which we need, because so many great, with myself being an emerging R&B artist, a lot of my friends, I got a lot of amazing R&B emerging friends that are just super talented, man. Like it's a bunch of amazing talent that's coming up. That's just like, these kids are talented. And I'm thankful to be a part of, bro. But I definitely think, with Usher doing the Super Bowl, it's gonna put a lot of light shining on R&B.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should, and you're ready for it, man.
Yeah, bro.
If Usher called you up and said, "Okay, I want you to come out and do one song off this new album," which one are you hitting the big stages
Oh,
with?
we doing Call Between Two Worlds all day.
Off between two,
We doing Call
the
Between Two
self-titled.
Worlds. Yep, we doing the self-titled, the single of the project. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I love when I listen to your music creating process, and because you say if there's a song that you can't feel it, you want no part of it. Describe to me the pocket, because you have this way of describing your terminology in music as the pocket. You have to get in your pocket. So what is T.A.
Yeah,
Thomas's pocket
really.
when he's in that booth?
When I'm in the booth, if I can't, if I don't feel that, and if I don't almost get the goosebumps at the end of the night, listen to it, we could trash that shit. It's out. It's a wrap. Like if we don't feel it, like everybody in there like juking to it, and if we don't get the goosebumps, if we ain't feeling it, it ain't going, bro. Nah, it got to be like that. So that's really what I refer to in the pocket. It's a collective of things. It's the feeling. It's the head bop. It's like the energy of the record at the end of the night. Are we? It got to feel like that. And if it's not that, I can't give it to my people.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
The album's out now, man. So what's the rollout here? Because I've seen all the press you've been doing. It's been going
yeah.
crazy. So what's the rollout here with the tours, and what are you going to be doing here for the
Well,
next height with this album?
yeah, man, it's really just gonna be pushing this project. I may do some live acoustic stuff, may do the whole entire project acoustically. We don't know. We got a couple of different things planned right now. But as far as tour, I definitely have a lot of shows and stuff coming up. We hadn't locked in a tour yet, but definitely got a couple of different options out there for late fall. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But for right now, man, it's really just like pushing this project out to the people and finding creative ways for people to discover me.
Yeah, and I think you're with AIW. I think I was reading right when I looked at the
AIW,
yeah.
that's my label publisher that I own.
Wow, yeah. So
Yeah,
you're independent then.
I'm independent and I have an amazing partner called Platoon. They're owned by Apple Music. So yeah, Apple is a partner of mine, but yeah, it's mostly been me and Apple.
How does it feel to have full creativity? Because this is why I like interviewing artists and just learning that you're into, because you do have artists that are dope in the industry that are signed the deals,
Yeah,
but most of the
yeah,
times it's creative control once you get into those major label deals. So how does it
yeah.
feel now that you're in control of your creative vision?
Man, it feels amazing. I feel like with having a partner, even with them, because they could have had a little say so within. Oh, we don't like this, and I could have still. But I'll say that with any artist, the more that you know yourself, the more that you know what's so special about you and what you possess as a superpower that's different from any other artist in the world. I feel like if a person is invested in you, they're interested in you, like how can they not say, yo, we're gonna let you do what you do if you're honed in on the thing that make you different from everybody else. So yeah, man, being in the predicament, I'm very thankful to be independent and have more creative control than some other people who are signed. But I feel like in any situation with a label or an independent partner, as long as you know what make you different and you stick beside that and you let that true authentic thing or sound, or for me the southern soul in my voice, if you let that bleed over into every record, it's undeniable.
Yeah. No, it
Yeah,
definitely is, man. Yeah, you can
yeah,
tell the talent is there, and I've seen the reviews. What does it mean to you when you see these reviews come in? Because I'm always big on checking the iTunes reviews and just everything that
yeah,
comes in on Apple Music. People are like
yeah.
the best R&B singer out now, the best album. So man, well, that's got to be like
I'm gonna
really
be real.
boosting the confidence here.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be real. I'm kind of iffy. I'm kind of like 50-50 with the comments. Sometimes I see the one that the algorithm pushed to the top for me to get my eyes on. But for the most part, like I sometimes don't indulge because it's like you can read 1,000 good things and you can read one bad thing and you just like, fuck.
And that
Yeah.
ruins everything.
That ruins
Everyone always says
everything.
positive outweighs the negative. I don't buy that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So being nice to my health, practicing good mental health, skills. That it's been a lot of amazing reviews, people leaving comments, and that shit do make me, it's reassuring and let me know that I'm like on the right path and that the people are receiving it in it. They're receiving it and the music is hitting them how we want it to. So I'm always super thankful when I see the comments, but I try to keep it, I try to be like, oh no, because y'all be wilding something, the fans be wilding sometimes.
They do.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I get it, man. You always want to make sure that you keep the mindset going. But the reviews are there, and then does that kind of weigh in with the song pros and cons? Because there's pros because you want to weigh the options right there. So is that kind of like an example?
kind of like an example. Kind of like an example. Pros and cons. That's probably one of my favorite records off the project, man. That bop. Pros and cons was really like when you kind of in a situation, you're not really sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, before you could really move on, you really just gotta, hey, is this situation, can we work this out? Or is this shit really just dead? You know what I'm saying? Can we pick up these broken pieces and put it back together? Because sometimes the grass ain't always greener. Sometimes it's best to, some situations they'll actually, if you love the person, it's like actually worth trying to figure out. So that's kind of the sentiment or my heart on that record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not going to dive into the negative comments at all. I don't
Yeah. Yeah.
feel
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that. But do you feel as though it was kind of because when we look at every like group, when we look at and specifically Boys to Men, we saw how Bobby Brown went solo. Did you kind
Yeah.
of feel like, man, it's really tough for me to get across that bridge to now that I'm a solo artist and I'm not with next town down?
Nah, not at all. Like I feel like in the beginning of the group, me and the boys always knew that the group would be a stepping stone to
Mm,
whatever we wanted to do individually. Because one of the things that made us so powerful as a group is that we was all individuals. We had 5 different sounds, and we was able, with the help of a couple of good friends of ours, to like collectively make our different voices sound like one. And then when you put us on a track, we could like bleed into, like, I'm going into my Southern soul. One of the other guys diving into his Frank Sinatra bag. So it was always a vision of us being a collective more so than a group. Like your starting five, you got your point guard, you got your forward, you know what I'm saying? So we always knew all, like from the beginning, we knew that eventually, that the group would help us get to, our stepping, the next step being a solo artist. We just didn't expect it to happen so soon, but unfortunately, the pandemic, I lost my mom in the pandemic. The pandemic was crazy. Like that was a crazy time, and it just kind of pushed things a little sooner. But I believe everything happened for a reason.
no, and you definitely had a close bond with your mother. Have you thought about addressing the passing of your mother on a song, kind of like a letter to her?
Yeah, I kind of got some stuff, but really just waiting for that moment, when it feel right to release.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
again, man, my condolences with
I
that. Cause I know
appreciate it, bro.
yeah, I know you had a bond with her and just look, she was a
One hundred
minister, you
percent.
coming up under her, then the track coach.
Yeah,
So there was a lot there.
100%, bro. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We've seen what you're doing, man, with this album. So
Yep.
Usher's going to be game changing to bring R&B back to the spotlight. Now that we see
Mhm.
the new emerging artist T.A. Thomas ready to take over R&B, what's something that you're going to do to reimagine or just redefine R&B?
Man, I feel like we're gonna keep hitting in the studio. We're gonna, with this group of this creative team that I have, I feel like they're amazing, man. They get me, they get my sound, they get the Mississippi, they get the South, and I feel like, yeah, we probably even may go back and do a camp in the South. May
Wow.
go back and do a camp in Mississippi. Even diving deeper into the roots. Specifically with me. Uh, I'm just like big on Southern soul, man. That's what I was raised listening to. It's what's so special about me when people hear the conviction, the emotion. Even on a sexy record, you still feel like, oh, what's this feeling here? I sing all that shit with the conviction of Southern soul, man. And so I feel like, I'm just gonna continue to dive deeper into my roots and bring some of my creative team from Los Angeles back to the South.
Wow. Yeah, that's big. Do you feel as though that, because I was going to ask you kind of get into that because Mississippi, I don't want you to get into a whole history
Yeah,
lesson, but
yeah.
what do you feel as though kind of like is the untold story of soul in Mississippi? Is it kind of just what you mentioned right there? Just the
I
Southern
just
soul?
I just feel like because Southern Soul is so big to the South, we never really gave a fuck about like what the rest of the world thought. It's like we really set in our bubble and with our local talents and with Southern, like we just like, yo, this is it. These are our superstars, and we protected it. You know what I'm saying? And you make great money when you could kind of compare some of the concert money to like how people are globally touring. It almost is close to the same. So I feel like with my team, what we wanted to do, we just wanted to put mainstream spotlight on Southern Soul.
That's
just
fire.
like, yeah, because people are starting to grab elements of it in their music with King George and with a lot of these artists. And I just want to be like, nah, let me just tell y'all what it really is. This is what Southern Soul is, and I just want to make it mainstream.
If anyone could do it, it's you. You're from there, it's your roots, so you're
I
gonna
appreciate it, man.
tell the
Yeah,
story.
it's
Yeah.
it ain't no faking. It's real.
No, no, you're gonna take it back there, make it mainstream, get the documentaries going, and
Oh,
modeling too. You have an interest in modeling. You love clothes. What would
yeah.
you say? Because I mean, I've seen you. You got your own style sense, but what would you say if you were to define your style? What is it for the people listening right
It
now as
would
far as modeling?
it would definitely be like the Coogan style. Is almost like a crooner.
Mm,
It's like a crooner, It's like real Mississippi. It's like I'm not so big with big name brands. It's like I can go out and thrift a jacket, a suit jacket that look like it's like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put that suit jacket and pants on, no shirt up under, fucking I'm gonna put tennis shoes on the suit. So it's really just like that crooner type vibe. David Ruffin, I'm a big fan of David Ruffin.
David Ruffin, I've heard that.
Yeah, man. I'm a big fan of David Ruffin, James Brown, Ray Charles, those guys. They kind of just did what they wanted to do. And I kind of imagine fashion as a church boy gone bad.
I like
Fuck
that.
wearing Easter suits. We're gonna wear the Easter suit with J's on and no shirt up under and a bunch of jewelry. This the hood Easter service.
The hood Easter shirt.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I like that. This is what I mean, creative vision, because everything now it's all peer pressure. Everyone's
Yeah,
name brand designers and all that stuff. A lot of that's
yeah.
overrated and it looks tacky.
Yeah, man, I really don't. I love brands. Me and my managers were just having this conversation the other day. We was talking about. I was like, yo, you never have to worry about me burning a bunch of money on clothes and shoes because I feel like I can go somewhere and I can shop through the clearance rack and I can make that shit look just like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Exactly. It's not what you wear, it's how you wear it.
it's how you wear it, 100%. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yes, sir.
Crazy. Unbelievable, man. Tay
Yep.
Thomas, anything else, man, you want to let the audience know that we didn't touch on for the new album that you want to get out there?
Oh man, not much. I just want people to, make sure you go stream it. Make sure you listen. Make sure you listen to the stories. I'm pretty sure that you can find something, a moment that you relate to. We got a lot of amazing stuff planned, stuff that we're announcing even this week and next week. So just stay tuned. Watch out on the social media platforms everywhere at TA Thomas, and we just got a lot of shit coming up, man.
Yeah. Did Brandy reach out? Did she give any feedback?
She ain't give no feedback, not yet, not yet. I
Um,
think she's working on a Christmas project right now.
the
So
Christmas project, yeah. Because I think you were
yeah.
working with her daughter too.
Yeah, Sarai. Yeah, that's my girl, man. Super amazing, super amazing. Like dumb talented.
Man, yeah, what can you reveal from me and Brand? Is there anything special about that? Me and occasion, just linking with her because that's an
Man,
icon.
yeah, man. Brandy, man. Just like one thing she said, kind of stuck with me. You know how like sometimes we're in the studio and we're approaching the creative process. Like a lot of people be like, um, oh dang, nah, you shouldn't do that. We should say that for when you do it live. You can do. She was like, nah, forget that. Some people are not gonna make it to your live show. Go hard, go crazy, right here in the studio. So she made that statement, and that junk just stuck with me. I'm like, make all the A&Rs, everybody uncomfortable. I love it.
Yeah.
No, we're going crazy in the studio. We're doing everything that we're gonna do on stage right here. It's definitely a balance, but I got what she was saying. Don't hold back so much in the studio.
No. Now, I
Yeah,
think you should give it your all in the studio. And then when you bring the album out on stage, you kind of
yeah,
test the audience out and you expand from there, create
yeah.
skits. Yeah.
100%. Yes, sir.
You already know how it goes, man. T.A.
Sir, brother.
Thomas, I want to thank you for coming on the show, man. Keep doing your
Appreciate you,
thing.
Max. Yes, sir, brother.
Of course. And thank you to
Yeah.
Natasha's as well for getting us set up. Anytime you want to come on the show, love to have you back on. You're doing
Yes,
a
sir,
great
my
thing for
brother.
R&B.
I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for having me, man.
Of course, man. They can follow you on Instagram and Twitter
Yep.
at TA Thomas. I think it's for real TA Thomas. It's different on Twitter.
Yeah, I think it's yeah, TA Thomas for real. Yeah.
TA Thomas for real. There
Yeah.
we go.
Mostly everywhere else, it's TA Thomas, they can
TA
find me.
Thomas.
Even TA Thomas music on Triller. So yeah, just check me out.
Check him out, man. TA Thomas,
Yeah.
man. Congratulations on the album. I look
Thank you,
forward to
brother.
seeing you even more in the bright lights, man.
Yes,
Big
sir.
things coming.
Appreciate you, brother.
You already know, man. Take care, stay safe. Peace out.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right, man.